Where's the fairy?
No, I don't want to be the fairy.
Yes you are, it's in the script.
Where? Oh, fuck.
Just fucking do it.
Fine.
Alright.
Congratulations, you unlocked the peg. The peg will make you run and jump higher than ever before. With this upgrade, all you have to do is hold down the action button and release, and have to restart the level if you don't use this new peg of yours, to find your other upgrades throughout the open areas. And we made this really uncomfortable for the fuckers who's watching. Oh, I found out something else what I can do.
That's bright even for me. What? What am I supposed to do?
I wonder what else I could do. Well, if I knew the fairy could do that, I wouldn't have complained about it. So let's get on with Sonic Adventure. Sonic Adventure is sort of the first 3D Sonic game if you're not including Sonic 3D. Sonic Adventure is the first game that I've ever played on the Sega Dreamcast when it was released. I remember getting it for Christmas. When my parents decided to disguise it with so many bags, it seemed like I had a coat or something, and I remember ripping off all them bags and getting really excited when I saw the Sega Dreamcast box, and to this day I still got my game and my cast. And now it's time to revisit it. However, I'll be showing a HD release version of Sonic Adventure because I couldn't find my VMU.
Bullshit, he just couldn't be bothered to clean his VMU.
The story involves around Chaos, this water being type of goat thing. What was trapped in a Master Emerald a long time ago with Takar to stop him from destroying the world. After some time in the present, the Master Emerald explodes in the result of Chaos breaking out of its prison, and of course Dr. Robotnik takes advantage of this. 4 characters that you can play as, there's 6 altogether: Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, E102 Gamma and Big the Cat. Although you have to start off playing Sonic's chapter first to unlock the other campaigns as you meet them. Sonic's story starts when you see Chaos for the first time and defeat him, and then as you meet him again for the second time, you find out that Dr. Robotnik is controlling Chaos. As Robotnik takes one of the Chaos Emeralds off the Tails and gives it to Chaos, then you see Chaos change for the first time and become more powerful with each emerald what he possesses. And so Dr. Robotnik's plan is to destroy Station Square and build Robotnik Land. So Sonic is in a race for Chaos Emeralds before Dr. Robotnik gets them and feeds them to Chaos. Sonic's campaign is the longest by far, with more longer levels and stages than the other characters. It can be fast-paced platforming at times with new gameplay mechanics called the homing attack. And later on you unlock the Lightspeed Dash. Once charged and released, you follow a trail of rings.
Now you got Lightspeed shoes. Press and hold the action button to store up power. Once when you have enough power, release the button and you can do a Lightspeed dash. But you're never actually going to use this in the levels. You're just only going to use it a few times throughout the Sonic's campaign.
Tails' story is the same as Sonic's, with the exception of Tails building up his confidence at the end. Tails' levels are fast paced as well. Just a lot shorter, where most of the levels you are racing against Sonic to get to the finish line of the stage before Sonic does. I found myself smiling at times when I found a shortcut that put me miles in front of Sonic, where Tails can fly a short time and take shortcuts throughout certain levels. It rewards you for exploring new paths, so it don't feel like you're doing the same thing. Where many of the stages are similar to Sonic's, however the AI what controls Sonic, it is shit. It's always getting stuck on things. I found it extremely difficult to lose the race. Then there's Knuckles' campaign, which involves going after the pieces of the Master Emerald and putting them back together when it explodes. Down to Chaos, so in each stage there's 3 pieces of the Master Emerald to find, there's a radar system in place what bleeps as you get closer to the missing pieces, and there's no sequence that you have to do it in, although his levels are like a box area. However, I can see his campaign being annoying and a chore to some players, nevertheless I liked it where it's different from the other characters you play as. Then we get to Amy. The first time that you're able to play as her, the story begins when a birdie hits you straight in the face.
Ah! Watch it! Watch it! Ow! You should watch where you're going, buddy! Hey, are you alright? You look kind of hurt.
And some reason Amy decides to look after it. Amy's character uses the hammer as a main attack, and if you run fast enough she does this like high jump thing with the hammer. The levels involves you running away from the robot that chases you throughout the stages, however I wouldn't worry about getting captured by it. You just have to hit with your hammer if it gets too close. It's more on the side of irritating than anything, especially when you have to unwind a door to stop what you're doing and then get rid of the robot for a short time. Now we get to E102 Gamma, the opposite side of the coin. One Dr. Robotnik's machines what eventually rebels when he sees what happens to the other E-Series robots.
Worthless hunks of junk! Be gone! You will get a new assignment. This one's easy.
His campaign involves you going through the stages to rescue the other E-Series robots. When I say rescue, I mean blow them the fuck up to smithereens. It's one of the easiest gameplay mechanics of them all. All you have to do is hold down the button until it locks on, then release it and it destroys all the enemies in sight. There's an annoying sound that you constantly hear what's attached to your main gun when you use it. E102 levels have time limits what extends as you kill the enemies. The problem with E102 stages, I just wish there was more of them. I enjoyed this character and as soon as I got into his stages it was over. Then there's Big the Cat. Big's campaign starts off as a frog eats an emerald, and I think that it eats a bit of chaos at the same time. It's how the frog gets its towel. It's kind of like that episode out of Futurama when Fry drinks the bottle, just replace that with a frog. And then the frog does a runner from Big, so Big goes after his pal Froggy. I found his story and levels irritating. Why is there a fishing game in a Sonic game? That's like giving Sonic a rocket launcher and cybernetic implants.
I'm surprised I actually want to play as this Sonic.
It's so out of place and it makes you think what were the developers thinking at the time. There's also seemed to be a common bug what happens, where the frog just lets go for no reason when you should have caught it. The trouble here is that this campaign is painfully slow and boring. If I wanted to play a fishing game, I'd play Sega Bass Fishing. Why is this in a Sonic game? I just don't understand it. The campaigns don't match up either to the other characters. There's little difference between each character.
Stop, Mr. Robot!
Amy?
Hey, Mr. Robot. I know you're not an evil sort. Wait, remember me?
Amy! Oh, I really don't get this.
Stop it, Sonic!
Step aside, Amy! Out of my way!
No! This robot is my friend! He helps me! Hurt him?
For fuck's sake!
Oh come on, this thing was long, I just got a bit bored.
You do get a time travel sequence to the past now and again on each character for a short time to add to Chaos Origin's story. I like the idea of these hub worlds what you can explore, even though they are small, especially for today's standards. You can see the other characters from time to time throughout the different campaigns. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a letdown where you only get one line of dialogue out of them, and you can find these upgrades to your characters in these little hub worlds as you explore the areas. And then there's these computers while around, but I never use them because of the fairy light that helps you if you get lost by giving you hints on where to go.
Wasn't there something shiny in the caves?
The snowboarding level's got to be my favourite part. It's really done well with the music and the avalanche to add to the hype of it, and the tricks what you can do. If timed just right, I had a lot of fun on this part, and I had to replay it a couple of times as Tails, where it just went straight to the snowboarding part. I did not have to pull up with the rest of the level. I found Sky Chase fun for me. It's nice to see the return of the tornado from Sonic 2. I liked how it's presented with the music.
Sonic, hop in! Let's go!
I wanna fly high. This level just reminds me of Afterburner. I played it roughly the same and I completely forgot about the missiles. However, I can see why some will hate this stage where you have to go through it 4 times, 2 with the tornado and 2 more times with the tornado 2. Twice on Sonic's campaign and twice again on Tails', and it can become tedious. The thing that I found odd about this, in the cutscene the plane moves very slowly. It wasn't doing that 2 seconds ago. I found the bumper cars fun for a time, even though I found out that it's A to go and not up like I've been using the whole entire time, and when you hit a ramp, Sonic goes woohoo! How can I not like that? I was joining in. There was this one part on Amy's campaign that I got stuck on, is when you go back into the past of this temple, I search all around the place trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do, and it turns out go through the door behind you.
What's this place?
I just think Sega was just trying to piss me off. The most annoying thing that I found about this must be the camera. It goes through walls, you're fighting it sometimes on some of these stages, and yeah, you can sort of control it, but it still sucks. The level that you're really going to notice this on is the sky deck. The camera goes through the walls and completely blinds you at times. I found the temple level most interesting, where you run up walls and use the mirrors as lights going through Sonic's campaign. It made a change and I could see a lot of effort went into it. Of course, there is a downside about this level, is the stone snake. When you jump on it, the camera tends to get stuck on things and jars a little bit. And the game does fail to jump now and again, and it does get you killed. Nevertheless, I found this out mainly when you get to the last 3 stages, where more intense things are going on, and the character bosses are unbelievably easy. The AI is programmed really badly on the characters that it made me laugh, and it seemed a bit out of sequence to the other enemies of the game. Then we get to the most tedious part of this game, is when you fight Chaos 4. You have to defeat him 3 times, once with Sonic, then again with Tails, then again also with Knuckles. And if that's not enough, this boss is really easy and there's no challenge to this boss fight whatsoever. And on top of that, he never changes attack styles. It's completely the same boss fight on all 3 of them. And once when you're done with the story mode, you got a mission mode where you get even more emblems and have different missions on the same stage. It adds to the replayability. And I can't forget about the Chow garden and raising the cute little chows, petting them, giving them food, looking after the cute little fuckers. And then it goes to the dark side. Mutating all the critters that you save on your journey and raising them in the baby chow race, and there's a black market right next door to the chow nursery where you can buy more chow and other things. Am I the only one who thinks that this is a little bit fucked up? Once when you completed all the campaigns, a hidden one opens up, and this one is far the most that I've enjoyed. Yeah, it's short, although this is where you become Super Sonic and fight Perfect Chaos who defies Dr. Robotnik. and got even more angry with the world. The music is spot on and I freaking love this boss fight. The soundtrack is amazing, you can tell that Sega took a lot of care into it. The graphics at the time were breathtaking, where this was one of the first times that anyone's seen any graphics like this on the 128-bit era. The lip sync is completely off and some characters don't even move their mouths, naming Eggman.
Knuckles. Oh, this isn't what you're after.
And when I first started to play, I noticed that the cop was ice skating backwards. I would blame this down to the 128-bit era, but when you compare it to other games of its time, it doesn't measure up. The voice acting is bad, even though when this game was released at the time there was better voice acting around. The only character what I really liked on the voice acting was Sonic, but it didn't clear up with his lip sync. But I blame this down to the crappy dialogue what the actors had to put up with. And there's definitely some questionable dialogue that Sonic says at the end of this stage.
Hey, I'll play with you some other time.
I clocked on around about 7 hours, but I can see it done in a lot less time, especially if you speedrun it. But if you're doing everything and collecting all the emblems, I can see you getting a lot longer out of it. So in the end, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 and I definitely recommend it. The only reason why I didn't give it a 10 out of 10 is down to Big the Cat and that constantly hearing that E102 gunner's gun and the awkward camera angles at time what gets you killed. So have you played Sonic Adventure? What did you think of it? Leave it in the comments below. Until next game, I'm fucking off.
He's up to something.
Ow. Well, if I knew that sooner, I wouldn't have complained about it. So, let's get on with Sonic Adventure.